Hi everyone and welcome to Security System Story. Today I'm going to explain Genetec Security Center architecture. This helps you to understand the system foundation. By the end of this video, you will understand how all the components work together. So let's get started. In this video, we will cover the system architecture overview, the core server roles and the role-based architecture. Then we will cover the client applications, what users interact with. After that, the hardware components, the physical devices, and finally, we will see how everything connects together. Whether you are an installer learning the system or a facility manager evaluating Genetec, this video will give you the foundation you need. Genetec Security Center has three main layers. At the top, you have the client layer. This is what users interact with. The client layer includes security desk for monitoring, config tool for system setup, and web client for remote access. In the middle is the server layer. This is the brain of the system. Multiple server roles handle different functions. The directory server manages everything. Access Manager handles access control, and video services manage cameras. At the bottom is the hardware layer. These are your physical devices, the controllers, the cameras, the readers, etc. Let's look at the server layer, and I'm gonna start with the directory. This is the heart of Security Center. Everything else connects to it. First, it manages the system configuration and database. Second, it handles user authentication and permissions. Third, it manages licenses and it stores system-wide settings. So without the directory server running, nothing else works. It is the first thing you install and it must be online for the system to function. Access Manager. The Access Manager role handles everything related to access control. It communicates with the panels, it processes cardholder credentials, manages access roles and schedules, it processes real-time events. Video management in Genetec is handled by the archiver role. It has several important responsibilities. So it manages video streams, both live and recorded. It records video to storage. In addition to that, it handles motion detection processing. It hosts video analytics. So in large systems, you will have multiple archivers. This distributes the camera load and storage requirements. So the number of the cameras, resolution, frame rate, and retention period determine your archiver hardware and storage needs. Now, let me explain Genetec's role-based architecture. Genetec uses specialized roles and each role handles a specific function, and you deploy exactly the role you need where you need it. This architecture is very flexible. In small deployments, multiple roles can run on the same physical server. In big systems, each role can be on dedicated hardware for better performance, and the roles can be made redundant for high availability. And here some additional roles. So Incident Manager, it handles security incidents and alarm workflows. This role coordinates alarm response and manages the complete incident lifecycle. Media Router, it handles data stream redirection. Map Manager, it handles geographic maps and floor plans. It shows devices positioning and provides visual navigation. It allows operators to see where cameras and doors are located on a map. Report Manager, it handles scheduled reports and custom report building. And Zone Manager, it controls the zones. You can install only the roles you need for your specific requirements. As your system grows, you can add more roles or distribute roles across multiple services for better performance. Users interact with Security Center through three main client applications. First, we have Security Desk. This is your monitoring console. Operators use Security Desk to view live and recorded videos, monitor alarms and events, grant temporary access, and control doors and cameras and generate reports. Second, we have Config Tool. This is your administration interface. System administrators use Config Tool to add and configure devices, create users and assign privileges, set up access rules and schedules, configure system-wide settings, and maintain the system. Third, we have the web client. This provides remote browser-based access. Most installations give operators Security Desk, administrators get config tools. The hardware layer consists of your physical field equipment. So you have the controllers for access control and the cameras for the video hardware, for example, and etc. Genetec architecture scales from small to very large. Here are common deployment models. So we have the small systems. All roles are on a single server. The directory, access manager, and archiver all on one Windows server. This is simple and cost effective. It works great for small sites. Medium systems roles are distributed across servers, directory on one server, access manager on another, maybe multiple archivers for videos. And we have enterprise systems. This is a fully distributed architecture with redundancy and dedicated directory servers with failover. So enterprise models offers high availability and they can have also disaster recovery. Let's trace a complete transaction to see how all the pieces work together. Let's say a person badges at a reader. So the card reader reads the credential and sends it to the controller. The controller forwards the credential number to Access Manager. Access Manager looks up the credential in the directory database. It checks the access level, verifies the schedule, and confirms the person is allowed through this door at this time. Access Manager sends a grant or deny command back to the controller. So the controller unlocks the door or displays access denied, and this takes maybe 200 milliseconds. The event appears in real time on the security desk. If it is an alarm event, the operator gets notified immediately. All right, let's recap the critical points. So first, we have seen that we have three layers on Genetec: client, server, and hardware. Directory is the foundation. Access Manager handles access control. Archivers handle video streaming. And we have role-based architecture on Genetec. So we have, or we can add only the roles we need. And we have other specialized roles, and the architecture scales from single server to distributed enterprise. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. For other informations, please visit securitysystemstory.com. And if you have questions about Genetec, drop them in the comments. I will respond. Thank you very much. Bye bye.